Say hello to the Pixel 9 in peony pink. So I got this one. I got the 9 Pro, the 9 Pro XL. Finally taking this one out of the box, but I want to do that, have a little bit more discussion, showcase it next to the Pixel 9 Pro and also the Pixel 9 Pro XL. So you can see all three of these phones together live in the flesh at the same time. And maybe I'll have less trouble taking this one out of the box. Who knows? But anyway, let's quit looking at my face. Let's look inside the box. All right, third try is the charm. Pixel 9. So yeah, I bought the Pixel 9. As y'all know, I have the Pro XL, the Pro. I started with the Pro XL, and I had to wait until I got home because I was, out of the country. Let's see if I can do this today. There we go. A little bit better this time. This is the stupidest design on any box packaging ever. Dumbest. Google, please don't ever do this again. So yeah, we have this environmental packaging that is like a Chinese finger trap trying to get the sucker off of the box. But anyway, I did it. I didn't tear it up. And now you can see this paper wrapped pink Pixel 9. So a couple different options and colors. You got porcelain, you got obsidian. I believe the other one's called wintergreen. And then we have this peony color, which I actually like. And let's take a look at these side by side. This is the rose quartz, I believe it's called. And then we have the peony. So really two different shades here. This one I like to call it strawberry Nesquik pink, but this one when I was a kid was probably more akin to what my strawberry Nesquik looked like. It just depends on how much syrup or powder you put in there. But yeah, basically the dimensions are pretty much about the same here. Both of them have a 6.3-inch screen. And then a little bit of a difference though, because the Pixel 9 has a 1080p resolution and the Pixel 9 Pro has just under a 1440p. So we'll call it a 2K resolution. It's 1280 by 2856 versus 1080 by 2424. Other than the screen resolution, you can see it's pretty much a very identical phone. And the 9 Pro has the glossy rails, and then the Pixel 9 has the flat rails. It's the two-tone. But both of them kind of look unique. The camera bars are about the same size, except for the Pixel 9 Pro. You get the telephoto. There is no telephoto in the Pixel 9, but you get the primary, the ultra wide. You can do macro, so that's nice. A little bit of a weight difference. So the Pixel 9 Pro is 199 grams, but the Pixel 9 is 198. And this is going to sound really weird, but the Pixel 9 Pro does feel heavier than 1 gram when it comes to the difference. But I like these size phones. And I really like the way they've gone after this, and they really have them scaled and designed the same way, because the Pixel 9, even though it's a base model, feels kind of premium. And I really didn't feel like the Pixel 8 felt premium. I didn't feel like the Pixel 7 or the Pixel 6 felt all that premium. The way they've designed this one, the build, the balance, the flat sides, all that stuff, it really does feel premium. Like I feel like a kid could carry this phone around and use it. Both of them, the Tensor G4, both have 128 gigabytes of storage. And then you get 12 gigs of RAM in the Pixel 9, and then you get that extra bump for the 9 Pro, 16 gigabytes of RAM, so it can do a little bit more of the heavy lifting. Also, you got the vapor chamber inside the Pixel 9 Pro as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this a little bit more. So inside the box, you've got the cable, which there's no brick in there. There's no longer that USB drive, not the drive, but the USB adapter in there anymore. And then inside of here, we have the world's most useless paperwork, which nobody's going to care about. And then we have the SIM ejector tool, which you may or may not even need, because of course it has the eSIM. So you got nano SIM, you got eSIM, 4700 watt, 4700 milliamp battery, 27 watt wired charging, 15 watt wireless charging, does 4K at 30 and 60 frames per second. So that's nice when it comes to the video. Stereo speakers, Bluetooth 5.3, it's got the satellite emergency SOS, and it's also got 12 watt, you got 15 watt wireless with the charger, with the Pixel stand, and then 12 watt with the regular Qi charger. So 3 watts difference there, if that even makes a difference. Reverse wireless charging, $799. And yeah, I think that it's a pretty decent phone. I mean, I got to fire it up and start using it, but I have some preliminary thoughts, because I've had the Pixel 9 Pro XL since the day it came out. And as most of y'all know, I was in Europe for IFA for a week. So I had the Pixel 9 and 9 Pro waiting for me on my doorstep when I got home. Well, not me, not really. My family took them inside, so nobody would walk off with the package. But here it is side by side with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, the Pixel 9. And I think people might be a lot happier with the 9 this year than the 8 last year. The 8 was shrouded in controversy. It had the issues with the Gemini Nano, only 8 gigabytes of RAM. So this phone is very much kind of akin to the Pro last year. So we bumped it up 12 gigabytes of RAM. It's got the 120 hertz refresh rate. It's got a nice bright screen on it. Now the screen is just a little bit less bright. So instead of being the 3000 nits brightness that we have over here on the Pixel 9 Pro, that's 2700 nits, but that's still fantastic. And it's like really, really fantastic. And then the screen size is effectively the same. And it's nice because you get these uniform bezels all the way around. No longer is it like thin bezel, fat bezel with the big chin on the bottom of it. Google finally learned a lesson. They're like, oh, hey, symmetrical bezels that aren't very big. Let's try it. I bet that'll be a hit in 2024, right? Haptics seem to be okay so far. I'll have to test them for typing, but as this little character here bounces up and down this symbol, it activates the vibration mode inside of the phone. So yeah, let me go ahead and I'll have to get this set up. But yeah, I just wanted to do the unboxing on this and some brief thoughts about this because needed to get this one out of the box. Oh goodness, it's an emergency. So I just wanted to get this out of the box and get some thoughts on it. And I've been using the Pixel 9 Pro XL extensively. Now I'm using the Pixel 9 Pro. And when you take a look at these side by side, I'm only missing one out of the lineup. I just don't have the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, which, yeah, I do have thoughts on that phone, and I've talked about it some as well. But I just, one, this is $10.99, which I got the 256, so I think I paid, what, $11.99? And then I paid for the 256 in this as well. So yeah, I've got like $3,000 invested in these Pixels right here, which is a whole lot of stinking money. But anyway, yeah, I want to go ahead and get this out of the box. I'm going to start messing around with this and test it out. And I think people would probably be pretty happy with this phone this year. Why? Because it's got the Tensor 4. It is significantly better in a lot of areas over the Tensor 3, Tensor 2, Tensor 1, better battery, better signal, less heat issues. Of course, there's no vapor chamber, which you do have in the Pro model. So this might have some limitations when it comes to like gaming or any stuff that really generates a lot of heat, which is not a whole lot of stuff. But I think from a day-to-day perspective, this phone is probably going to make a lot of people happy because there's a lot of good deals, especially at the carriers. If you trade something in or if you switch a line, the price is lower. And I traded in my Pixel 8 Pro, which I haven't mailed it in yet. I'm debating on whether making a good buy video about it. But I traded it in, and Google gave me, Google gave me $700, I think, in change towards this. So I basically had to pay $100 out of pocket. And there are a lot of significant upgrades here. I also like the flat sides. I really like the flat screen. And I think that even though it's not a Pro one, it's not a Pro phone, I think with what it does do well, and with what all the new features and stuff that it has going along with it, I think this will be the most surprising phone this year. I think a lot of people will find that it's actually pretty good. So that's pretty much it on my whole unboxing and kind of first look here. And I will have more videos on this later. I mean, I'm trying to cover 3 different Pixel phones, plus the iPhone 16 launch at the same time, and plus fighting with a whole lot of people in the comments section. There's a lot of Apple fanboys that don't appreciate my thoughts on the way Apple does business. But anyway, yeah, so I'm excited about this phone. And normally I'm not too excited about the normal phones. I'm always like a Pro Max, Ultra kind of guy when it comes to phones. But the nice thing is the technical proficiency, the competency these phones have, especially with the Tensor G4, it just gets better and better each year. So when you have a phone that has over a 3 gigahertz processor, 12 gigs of RAM, almost a 5,000 milliamp battery, beautiful bright screen, and all those things, even though it's not the flagship level phone, you're still going to get a really good experience out of this, and you're going to save yourself some money. You don't got to spend $9.99, $10.99, none of that stuff. So you save some money there, and also there's some better deals and stuff for it. And the price, this is going to be a real winner when the price drops, which I'm sure as we get into the Black Friday holiday season, Google is notorious for that. If you could pick this phone up for, like, let's say $649 in just a month or two, that's going to be one heck of a deal, and that's what I would pay attention for. I think it'll be $650 once we get around to November, Black Friday, holiday shopping, and things like that. And then, of course, if you want the extra, you want to get the telephoto, the vapor chamber, you want a little bit more premium build on it, you want that extra RAM, you want the Pro experience, then this I think we'll probably see it for $899, maybe $849, and that's where it's really going to get competitive this fall, because we've got the S25s coming out in January, but the S24 series, very, very good phones, right? So those have been out for a while. Samsung's going to aggressively market those, try and get you to pick one of those up, have them on a good deal. 7 years of support for the Samsungs and for these. And then the iPhone, like the iPhone 16, it went on pre-order today. I pre-ordered the Pro and the Pro Max, so that way I can figure out which one I want. I'm praying and hoping and crossing my fingers that the battery life is better on the Pro, because I like the smaller phones. And that's why I was so excited about the Pro series this year, because now we have a Pro level phone, but a normal size 6.3-inch screen. And 6.3 is kind of the sweet spot for me. 6.1, just a little bit on the small side, but 6.3 with some small bezels, good form factor. I like this a lot. I wish they would have had a purple version, but pink is good enough, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I'll come back. I'll have more videos on this stuff later. Of course, I'll be covering it throughout the year, because I cover a lot of Pixel content here on my channel. So that's one thing you guys and gals love and come back for. One thing I do like the Pixel platform, regardless of some of the, hard-headed stuff Google does sometimes, but generally I think they've got a pretty decent platform here, and it's going to be even more exciting because in a couple of weeks, Android 15, and we'll really get to see what we should expect out of these phones for the year, because it's still a little bit hidden behind a veil. We got Android 14, is performing flawlessly, very smooth, did a great job there, so out of the box, these phones are working great, but that's the other nice thing we're going to get here is Android 15 in a very, very short period of time. And then we'll have the Google Pixel phones, the Pixel 9s with Android 15. We'll have the iPhones. We'll have the S24 series phones and even the OnePlus 12. And all this stuff can kind of fight it out this holiday season and try and see which one is deserving of your money if you're interested, or if you're just a general tech enthusiast and you like seeing all the phones, they're finally here. Like the iPhone was the last one, throw its name in the hat to get out here at the end of the year, because the beginning of the year will be getting here soon enough, and then we'll be talking about the S25 because that'll be here in January. You've already seen leaked renders and stuff about it. But anyway, I don't want to move too far away from talking about the Pixel 9, but I like it. I like what they did here. I like the way it looks, and I'm going to have some fun testing this phone out. So that's all I got. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, gripes, complaints, all that crazy stuff, let me know in the comments section. We'll talk about it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.